All right. So we are at the computer desk today. I wanted to show very quickly and give a quick run through of the gear sheet and calculator that I have put together. And hopefully it becomes something that is useful for you. Um, it can be super simple and just be a quick checklist. But what I have tried to create is something that I can input a whole bunch of data into and get essentially feedback and a plan for the gear and nutrition that I'm going to take out into the backcountry for a given season. So let's hop into it. Here we are. I'm going to share this screen, share this window. And so this is my sheet. The way that you would get this is you would come up here to File and make a copy. That copy is going to then you do need a Google account to do this, if I'm not mistaken. And you would need to be logged in. It would make a copy to your Google Drive. You can also just click this link. Um, and then essentially you have a copy for you to enter in gear and stuff like that. You cannot change this sheet. This sheet should be locked down. All right. So let's start with the different tabs. This is the total tab. We'll come back to this, but I just want to make sure you're aware of that. This is the carried weight. The way I use this is all the stuff that is in my backpack. I have left a bunch of the things that I use and the weights for those things here. Feel free to remove and then leverage the categories and things like that in any way you see fit. Worn weight. This is the stuff that I generally put in my bino harness, on me, etc., etc. Um, Again, same thing. Remove the things you want. If you have things that overlap, yeah, I've done some weights for you. You're welcome. Um, but this is generally the things that were either on my bino harness, in pockets. Um, I'm actually like would be physically wearing. If I was, for a while I ran like a drop leg holster, all of those type of things. Daily food. This is the food that I plan to eat and take on a given hunt. And the weights related to those, and as many nutrition facts as I can find about them. We'll get to why I add all that data here in a minute. Unused food and unused gear. This is basically just if I decide I'm not using a given thing for a time, as long as I still have it or I still have the potential, food I still have the potential to use, I'll move over here. Same thing with unused gear. I'll move it over here as long as I have it. If I end up selling that thing or getting rid of it or what have you, I usually remove it off this sheet, but you can see this is relatively long. It's kind of just like a grab bag of stuff. Upgrades and gaps. These are things that I have identified as places that I can upgrade. Generally, I try and keep notes while I'm out in the field of things that I think might make myself or my life, my hunt a little bit easier, things better, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what this is. And power needs. I realized that I was having a challenge cataloging the items that I needed cords for or batteries for and making sure that I had those things on me. And so this was what this tab was used for. Um, Feel free to change it all. Feel free to use some of it. Feel free to use none of it, et cetera, et cetera. I really don't care. The packed weight is I'm sorry, the carried weight list and the worn weight are the primary ones that have a packed column as well as daily food. Usually I will go through, lay out all my stuff. I'm sure you've seen many videos of people making their food bags and just doing one of each into every single one and trying to keep it pretty standard. Um, if I am doing a variety of food items, usually it's my dinner. That's the one thing that I have changed day to day. I've had a couple different flavors. This is the one thing that I'll try and take an average of them and do that, and then work it out to where like the very last hunt or maybe my hardest day, I do the biggest, highest calorie meal. Um, frankly, you could do one of these for every single day. I chose to not do that and just do more standardized since everything else is basically the same. That can be something that you choose to change in this if you really wanted to. Daily food, I usually kind of have a little bit of an organization of meals versus snacks, supplements, anything that's hygiene that I usually throw my toothbrushes and use disposable toothbrushes. I usually throw those with my food bag as well. And I don't know, I have a little bit of a categorization as I think about them. And try and do the macros out. For things that I'm making like this, which is I think this year would have been low carb tortilla, peanut butter, slices of cheese, like the Tillamook cheese, and then slices of salami that I vacuum packed. Um, It could have been slightly different. But anyway, I basically will throw them into a calorie calculator like MyFitnessPal, create a recipe, and then utilize that to add the components and the amounts for that I plan to make each sandwich with, and then get the protein, fat, carbs, and calories. Then weigh that thing. And then let's do this. So once you enter all those things, you can basically say, okay, this is the number of days that I plan to hike in, um, and that is going to change essentially the weight and how that impacts this total weight for your pack. Um, as you change numbers on the food, say I go, we'll just do this for, let's do dried mango. Let's say this is 500. You'll see that the numbers of calories per ounces adjust. This isn't going to change, but the total calories are going to change. We change it back. So that was 3,599. You change it back 3,467. So all of that stuff, the data on this is pulling from those other tabs and the related information. This total weight with food pulls from this. There's a calculation here between the ounces and pounds to come up with your total pounds plus ounces of food per day. This is just my kind of average goal or a goal that I'm trying to hit on a regular basis of protein, fat, and carbs. You can put your own goal there. Ultimately, really just like that has no impact or bearing on these percentages. It just is like this is a reminder for me of like what I'm trying to hit potentially, or at least at that time. I also kind of wanted to get calories to ounce average. 100's decent. 120 is actually really hard. I've heard some people say they get 160. I've never got even close to that. So, yeah, but hey, you do you. The calculation there is nice to see, even though at some point, you just kind of pack the things that you need versus caring about and will eat versus caring about the actual number there. So let's hop over to carried weight. It's the same type of thing. So first off, this is a checklist. As I put it in my bag, I can take it off. And then ultimately, depending on the pounds and ounces, those are going to come load up in the total. I include even things like weapon and bow related things. I generally, let's see, do I actually have it in here? I don't have my bow. You can choose where you wanted to put something like your bow or your rifle. Because I carry it, I guess I would probably more put it in like the worn weight piece. really up to you and how you want to use this. I have done a variety of things over the years, trim this down. The one that I use today, I'll go over in the next video of kind of my current plan for this upcoming hunt and what that looks like. But it looks relatively well. There's a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of differences since the time that I made this one. I like a little bit of categorization just to kind of have an idea of like what are these things related to. And so, take that as you will, and you can utilize that as you need. If you're, I mean, this is a sheet, so you can basically keep adding to it. It's going to this page is going to pull from that. And ultimately what it will do is it will add up, calculate the total worn weight. It will calculate the total carried weight, from this tab with no food. It's going to calculate the total pounds, the total ounces, and then do the math to translate those ounces, divide by 16, get the amount plus the remainder. So that's this sheet in kind of a nutshell. Hopefully that's something that helps you, and you can utilize this. Feel free to copy it, make changes, utilize how you want, and go from there. Take care.